Hello and good evening. Welcome to Tea and Tequila with Alex. Or Alexis. It's Alexis. I might change it. I don't know. How's everybody doing today? On the 30. Today's the 29th, isn't it? Or tomorrow's 30. I don't know what day it is. Anyway, welcome. I am tired today. And I don't really feel like talking, but I know I'm going to keep trying to post videos anyway because that's a challenge I've been doing for myself as well. Because I don't like speaking, and especially public speaking. Sorry, I'm fidgeting, but I was working on this bracelet, and it keeps coming apart, so this is probably the third time that I've redone it. So now I'm trying to tie it off. This one's lava. I got 8 bracelets done today, but for whatever reason, this one keeps doing whatever it's doing. It won't tie. It's probably a sign, but I'm not going to listen. I mean, I do listen, but like this is a sign that I need to keep trying, keep trying, keep trying. And that's all we hear, right? Is keep trying, don't give up. So I'm not going to give up. And I'm tired today, and I didn't want to post a video, but I'm going to keep trying anyway to overcome the things that I let get to me or procrastinate. I think I finally got this. Yeah, I think I got it. Nice. I'll be really sad if this thing comes apart again for the 4th time. So I'm not going to manifest that. What I'm going to manifest is this bracelet is going to stay put. Because I did it really tight this time. I like to try them out on my own hand first because I have kind of large hands. So if they can come over this one and not come apart, then they should be just fine. Anyway, today is the 29th. And I'm getting closer and closer to my moving date, and I still haven't had anything packed. That's not that I don't want to pack. I'm still trying to figure out what I'm taking and what's going to go in storage. And then a lot of this stuff that I have for my business is at my mom's house, so I kind of feel lost right now, like in what I'm bringing and what I'm not, I guess. I don't know why I feel lost when it comes to that, but I do. Probably because I'm used to having it, and then like when I'm having tougher days like today, I just sit and create. And then I end up feeling better. But today was kind of a hard day. It was a lot of shadow work today. This morning, it started off as a good morning when I woke up. Do a meditation. I worked out, like other than just doing my wall Pilates, which has been a long time since I've done that. I keep saying I'm going to work out, and then I don't. But then today I decided to get up and do it. And then we went for a walk. And then I went to my favorite store and picked up a couple more supplies. And then I sat for a little while. Pulled some cards for like a mother wound spread. I'm going to do one for a father wound spread, because that's a lot of my shadow work is dealing with parental wounds and forgiveness for having such a tough childhood and having resentment for the things that I went through as a child. I got it. So now I'm satisfied. But at some point today, I really felt like having a drink. I haven't felt like having a drink in a long time, and especially not since I've been on this challenge. But today was a really tough day, and I know it's because of my feelings and the low vibrations I was in for a little while as I was trying to release those feelings. I tried to release those feelings through journaling, and I wrote until I couldn't write anymore. My hands hurt. Or hand, because I'm not ambidextrous when it comes to writing. I worked out, and I punched the air, and that was fun. And then I went for a walk and tried to stay in the sun as long as I could and let that kind of cleanse my energy. I saged my house, created, and it's like you still have pockets of sadness, which I know is part of that releasing, because it's like everything you hear is about releasing what no longer serves you. Sorry, I keep twirling this around. So I'm still trying to release things and just chilling. I know I'm going to have to get rid of some of my plants. I'm kind of sad about that because my plants have been my life and they've been my babies, but I have too many. I have like 50 in this place, and I know I can't bring them with me, but I'm going to try. I'm going to try and reduce them to like, or not reduce them. Well, yeah, reduce them, but I'm going to try and put as many in one pot as I can so I can bring them all because, silly enough, I'm attached to them. For me, they are a sign of they're a sign of everything that I went through. And the fact that I still kept those alive and green and blooming, it's hard to let go of them. I know they're just plants to some people, but they're also a sign of my progress. And I know I'm not just crying over plants. It's like grieving an old life too. I mean, it wasn't always bad. And it wasn't always hard. But I didn't gung-ho about it, but like saying goodbye, it's still hard. It's still hard. And for so long, I've always had my own place, and it's weird to... It's exciting and it's weird to give it up because I kind of feel like I'm homeless, but I'm never homeless. I'm never going to be homeless. But giving up my own space just makes me feel like I have no home. But it needs to be done. That's part of my healing journey. And this is like one of the last steps, is getting yourself out of the places where you were. And I can tell I progressed because normally, if I was crying, I'd be like, screw it, I'm going to the bar. And I'd pretend like I was happy, have a few drinks, stay too long, start doing shots, and then not so fun, Alex comes out. Like, I'm still fun, and I was still fun, but then whatever I was running from would come right back up, and I'd just start crying. Or someone would say something that would piss me off, and then I would just go in on them. Granted, I'm not that kind of a person normally, but like, if I didn't like you when I was sober and you're starting shit, don't start shit with me when I'm not, because it's just worse. So it's really hard sitting here. It's really hard sitting here and just like feeling your feelings, like it's been saying, because I know those cards aren't just, it's the energy out there, and it's not just like, I'll tell these people to do that. It's me too, and I do feel my feelings, and today I've been in my feelings a lot, and I've tried to transmute that energy the best I could. I've laughed a little bit, but it comes back in little pockets. And I was trying to be upbeat and positive even though I didn't want to post this video. But I'm going to do it anyway. Crying and all. Because I need to do it anyway. Even when I don't want to. But lately I've been seeing a lot of animals, and I've been obsessed with a lot of things I've been seeing. So I wanted to pull some cards from my little animals deck, which is not called the animals deck. I just don't remember the name, so every deck's got their own name. But this one is called the Cosmic Creatures deck. And I've been seeing a lot of peacock feathers. Like last night in my dream, I saw like 5 peacock feathers. And one of them was really cool because it was kind of like a wishbone. And it had like three turquoise, it looked like figures on the peacock feather. And I was like, that is cool. And it's really cool because my mom likes to go to this park that she calls Peacock Park. And she walks there with her dog. And when I was there last week with her, we walked there and it's nothing but just peacocks walking around that whole park. It's I think it's an old ranch, and there's a library attached to it, and there's a bunch of peacocks. There's rabbits out there. They look like rabbits that people dropped off and they just started thriving there, but they're not. They've been natural rabbits there. I mean, where do you think all these animals and domesticated animals came from? They came from the wild that people stole. But that's another story. But I've been hearing a lot of things about working with your spirit guides and animal spirit guides, and for me, my personal spirit guides are birds. I always see hawks when I know I'm doing something or going somewhere that I need to be going, where I should be going. And I usually see something as a sign like emergency lights, emergency vehicles, hear sirens when I'm going or doing something I shouldn't be doing. But hawks are my number one spirit guide out here. But peacocks have been. Blue jays are, I know that's important. I know that's my grandfather talking to me sometimes. My grandfather was my best friend. We were birthday buddies. So it was weird spending my birthday without being able to call him and tell him happy birthday. Because it's been a year since he's been gone. And I know that still gets to me too. And it's like, release those feelings. And I do. I do. Phoenix is the card on the bottom. Sometimes I hate and love the way that the universe communicates with you. But I'm gonna shuffle some more cards and see what comes up. Obviously, other than the Phoenix, which is coming up again. Oh, another thing that I've been seeing a lot lately are octopuses. I know that debate's been there before. But I've been seeing a lot of octopus videos on YouTube. And I happened to turn on Disney Plus, and it was like the Secret World of Octopus. Coral. I've never seen coral before. I haven't seen all of these cards. So coral is a card. Other than the Phoenix. And then on the bottom of the deck is deer. So we're going to see what those say. And then hopefully I can stop crying. Oh shit, and scorpion. Death and transformation. The changing of old ways and old habits and allowing the new. I don't know what coral means. I've never pulled that card before. Neither has anybody else that I pulled cards for or let pull them themselves. So we're going to read it. And then we'll read Phoenix last. Because that one, we all know what that means. But that one's going to be the dessert. So we're going to start off with coral. It's funny too as I say that because I felt like drinking, but this is what I decided to go and get. And these are actually good. They taste like Corona, so you're not missing anything. They actually taste better than the regular Coronas. They also have the Dos Equis, non-alcoholic, which I've never seen, but I'm glad that they have more options out there because that O'Doul's is not doing it. I did that when I did my first 90 days last year. It was around this time last year. November 28th was the first time I went sober. Just cold turkey. Sat in AA. I went to two days of AA, but I went to 2 meetings each day. So I went to 4 meetings and I decided that wasn't for me. Like, I appreciated people being raw and sharing their stories, but I just didn't feel like that was my place. That was my group. That was my institution. I just didn't feel like that was it. But I did it by myself, and then I decided I could. After 90 days, I made it to 100. After 90 days, I started thinking that, you know, I'm okay. I'll be fine. I can go out and I can control it if I wanted to, but you shouldn't have to control it. As we all know, you gotta let go of control because you can't control anything. And lo and behold, I started losing control again. So then I stopped for a little bit. And then I started having drinks here and there, but not too many. And it was finally to the point where it's like, I had one maybe, and I didn't even finish it anymore. I was just like, I don't really want this. So then this last time I just decided that I want you to stop. For good. So that's what I'm doing. But I know, like, I'm still healing my relationship with that. And I know that familiar energy just, like, is implanted in my head. Like, oh, you feel bad? Go do this. I don't do that anymore. I choose to write. I create. I can't paint, but I'll paint in a way. I can't draw, but I try to draw. I'm not a good drawer or artist at all. I draw in squiggles or spirals. I'll show you. Chase my dog around the house. I guess I can't say I'm not very good at drawing, but like, this is how I color. I color like this. I draw like that. And like, that's how I do it. I just end up blending them in with different colors so it looks a little different. I'm good with colors, but I can't draw. Oh, this is a lady I saw in a dream. Still not a good drawer. The nose sucked, but that's close. This is also something else I saw in a dream. I got the door with the light, a guard blocking the door, and some souls pleading to get out of the darkness. I saw that in a dream. Now the red is just like the colors that they were wearing. That's not blood. It looks like somebody's murdered on the floor, but that's not it. It's like my drawings are kind of juvenile. But I mean, I try to do anything I can to change my energy for the better. Because nobody likes a Debbie Downer. So sometimes I'm like so grouchy and down and out with myself. I get irritated with myself. I exhaust myself. It's not fun. But anyways, we're going to go back to the cards. Coral, which is really pretty. Coral, detachment, mastery, and potency. Nice and steady. Coral emphasizes the importance of a strong and sturdy foundation for whatever you choose to build. Coral resides underwater, and with every shift in current, coral holds strong because it is extremely grounded on the ocean floor. No matter what emotions swirl around you, stay rooted to the core of your being, and you will be able to withstand any storms ahead. It's easy to get swept up by the drama of others or even your own emotions, really. But coral reminds you that your emotions are not your identity and to detach yourself from them when you feel yourself getting carried away. Emotions come and go, but you are here to stay. This awareness builds trust within yourself, and others can rely on you to offer an objective and diplomatic view, influenced by the data, however you say it, I say data. Coral promotes peace and mastery, becoming still in the face of chaos. Pretty self-explanatory. We're going to go to the deer. Deer, gentle, vigilant, innocence. Compassionate and kind, the deer gently nudges you to acknowledge all your sensitivities as strengths. As a natural peacekeeper, the deer creates harmonious environments and relationships for all beings to work in together. Like a gentle beam of sunlight through the branches of the forest, the tranquility of the deer is available when we receive the blessings of Mother Nature. As simple as they may be, these gifts are bountiful, and the deer steers you toward your own forest, the happy place you can return to whenever you need to regain your sense of peace. The deer's antlers fall off its head and grow back several times over the course of its lifetime, symbolizing regeneration and the new chapters that we enter as we mature and grow. Although gentle, the deer is vigilant and assertive and asks that you stay awake to attacks and defend yourself when necessary. Give your heart to those who deserve it. A deer's antlers fall off its head and grow back several times over the course of its lifetime. Rising like a phoenix. You go down in flames and you come back. Better than before. Scorpion. That's what I am. Scorpion. I will sting you. I sting myself. Nobody is safe. And another thing is being gentle, not talking to yourself, and not being so hard on yourself. And I'm really guilty of that. Lately, I haven't been as hard, but I have. Like, why the hell did you do that? Why did you say that? What's wrong with you? I mean, I've said so many hurtful things to myself. Like, there's rarely anything that somebody could say to me that hurts my feelings anymore. I don't know if that's a good or a bad thing, but whatever. Scorpion, sting, potency, intensity. Potent and powerful, scorpions carry their tails curved over their backs, ready to strike their prey or predator with poisonous venom. Ready to strike their prey or predator with poisonous venom. Call upon the scorpion when you are looking for extra protection, and don't be afraid to spout that venom when you need to guard or attack to make a point. An ancient and adaptable cosmic creature, the scorpion has been crawling this earth for over 400 million years, longer than either humans or dinosaurs. Naturally, they carry the secrets of the Earth Mother and are a living testament to the tenacity to survive. Despite environmental conditions, when a scorpion crawls along your path, you will be challenged to transform, to grow out of your exoskeleton into a shinier, stronger, and brighter version of yourself. This is a sacred dance, to mature into the rhythm of your soul's evolution. Cut the toxicity out of your life and release. Don't let anyone or anything hold you back. I'm not letting it hold me back. I compromised, but it won't hold me back. And then we're gonna do the Phoenix, if I could find it. Sometimes I don't remember the alphabet because I'm too impatient to actually... Oh, the Phoenix. Alchemy, rebirth, and creation. The ultimate keeper of fire, the phoenix burns brightly with flickering flames, eternally gracing the worlds between the portals of death and rebirth. The phoenix is a powerful creature of mythology, represented as a magnificent firebird in cultures across the world. The phoenix is full of fortitude. It appears in your life to bring a message of second chances. At the end of its life, the phoenix bursts into flames and is reborn again, rising from its ashes. You too can rise from the ashes, strengthening your resolve to overcome any challenges you face. In your lifetime, you may meet many different versions of yourself, coming alive when you're ready to be transformed. Let the element of fire transmute the old parts of you to be born again, creating a bigger, brighter version of yourself that your past selves would be proud of. And those are all words of encouragement and energies to step in during this time, during this period, because like this The energy clearing out through when the moons are here, it's just it's a lot. It's a lot. It's either chaotic, super emotional, or all of it. And tonight is the night of the black moon, the last moon of the year. Tonight and tomorrow. So that energy is going to be something else, I could tell you. And I just noticed this. I never noticed this before, but this has all the phases of the moon on it. For the paw print. That's pretty cool. That was random. It's like I've had these cards for a while. I got a lot of decks, so don't be surprised if you see them. I go through a lot. I'm obsessed with them all. Alexa's being weird and talking about I don't know what, because I didn't activate her. When I do talk to this Alexa, because I have one of those echo shows, she acts like she can't hear me unless you're screaming. But now she wants to have her 15 seconds of fame, I guess. Well, Alexa can shut up now. Just kidding, but she can. I want to pull cards from another deck, because this one I need. And maybe this will help somebody else too. But the Unshakable Inner Peace Oracle cards. I noticed that as I've been going through this and I've been drawn to cards and readers and things, a lot of the cards I've been getting and purchasing online or in stores are all like feminine cards. And I have a few decks I left at my mom's house when I was there, because I'm going back obviously. But they're all feminine decks. They're all about femininity and helping women stand up for themselves and rise in their power, their own personal power. Learning how to say no, not people pleasing, because I people please a lot. I know, surprise, surprise, a stubborn Scorpio ram. I mean, I'm hard-headed as hell. I am stubborn as hell. Nobody could tell me anything. Nobody could tell me what to do. I mean, I've done some dumb things in my life because people told me not to do them. And it's not just because you told me not to do them, it's the way you told me. If you tell me not to do something or I can't do something, I'm going to prove you wrong. Because I can do anything, obviously, because I've done it all. Didn't say it was good, but I did it. Alright, so we're going to pull some cards. I'm going to do this one more time. I want to make sure they're nice and shuffled. Because sometimes I end up pulling the same ones. And it's like, I work on these things, but if you're still pulling, it makes you feel like you're really not making any progress. But I made a lot of progress. Alright, let's see. These cards are really pretty too. I love all of my decks. I don't think I really have one that's my least favorite, except for the original tarot deck that I bought, the first set of tarot cards I ever bought, the Rider-Waite ones. I don't really like those. They're confusing to me. Alright. This one's a good one. The universe rewards motion. The universe rewards motion. What guided action can you take today? Well, for me, this was taking time to myself to journal and transmute the energy that I had going through my life, or not my life, most of my life, but through my head today, because I just try to take every day, day by day. I catch myself sometimes trying to think about the future. How am I going to set myself up? But I just need to make it through the day. And I kept telling myself that when I was at work too, because when it was getting hard, it's like, you just got to make it through the day. Just make it through the day. Make it through the shift. Make it through this hour. And things got a little bit lighter, breaking up that day into like an hour or two. Make it through this hour. Make it through this hour. Now do this. Make it through this hour. The universe rewards motion. What guided action can you take today? Also, my guided action today is still talking out my feelings on camera to a bunch of people when I don't want to be vulnerable. I don't like being vulnerable, and I don't like showing emotions in the least bit. I don't like it at all. I mean, nobody does, but it used to make me feel weak. Because everyone's always told me how strong I was. So crying just made me feel like I was weak. But it also makes me realize how powerful I am, that I can actually feel these feelings and let them out. And let others see it. We'll read that card too. But 2 cards came out. So number 27, which equals a 9 also, which means things are almost ending. You're at the end, because once you get to 10, everything begins again. I'm going to get my angel number book, because I forgot what I did with it. I'm going to read that angel number too. So angel number 27, which is also a 9, which is almost all, like, with this one it says the universe rewards motion. This is what it means for me. Now I'm pulling out my tarot cards. These ones are my favorite ones. They're the Guardian of the Night Tarot. Yeah, these ones are my favorite. And there's a hawk, of course. What are the chances of that? You just open the deck and there's a hawk when you split it. What I tell you. But I'm going to find my favorites. But this is what this one means to me. When it says the universe rewards motion, to me that makes me feel like it's the 9 of Cups. Wishes being fulfilled. Wish fulfillment. That's what I get from that. And I'm going to show you that one because it's celebrating. Oh, you know what? I'm going to share this too. Whenever I'm feeling down, this card always comes up. This one looks just like my grandfather has his eyes. So I know, like, if a message comes out and then that one comes up, I know he's talking to me. Like now. Oh, shit! Sorry, I never paid attention to that much. The 9 of Cups is a freaking peacock. It's a peacock. And I was just talking about peacocks earlier. Well, what is that for a coincidence? And we're going to read the 9 of Cups' definition too. Because obviously that's saying something. The 9 of Cups, the wish card. The 9 of Cups is a license to kick back and enjoy life. Look at what you've been able to achieve. Can you feel a sense of pride? Take a moment to spread your feathers and show the world the awesomeness that is you. Don't be shy. You have worked hard and you are now in a position of feeling complete and total satisfaction. Take a moment to exhale and appreciate the rewards that have come from all the hard work you invested in. There will be time to get back to business, but for now, enjoy some of the abundance you created. The 9 of Cups asks that you lean deep into the feeling that comes from receiving a desire or having a wish fulfilled. The peacock can change its appearance dramatically just by opening up its feathers, and as a result, our perception of the bird changes as well. It instantly becomes more prominent, more vibrant, and more impressive to watch. The peacock's energy will help you show off your flashy shine. What are you looking at, Shane? The peacock's energy will help you show off your flashy side. That part of you that exudes passion and is self-assured. When a situation requires a boost of confidence and feelings of pride, call on the peacock. This energy comes in especially handy during a job interview when you need to boast or articulate your success. I can't articulate anything today. When you need to boast or articulate your success to others, and when you meet your ex's new partner. When you need to show that you deserve to have the attention of all the room's eyes, this energy will put your brilliance on display and others will take notice. Well, How's that? Wish fulfillment. The universe rewards motion. Tell me those don't go together. I'm not going to do the angel book. I don't need it right now. All right. And then the next card that came out, number 21, the Great Awakening. Walk in your truth. Stand firm in your light. How can you trust yourself more? Well, I'm walking in my truth by being vulnerable on here and telling my story, even though I don't want to tell my story. And people kept telling me to do a channel, and I said, I don't want to do a channel. Nobody listens to me anyway. I don't even listen to me. Like, who's going to listen to me? Like, shit. But now I started to listen to myself. And others are too. Well, others were listening to me. I just didn't realize how many people were paying attention. Mainly because I don't like all eyes on me, and I don't like the spotlight. So I push a lot of that back. And people do listen to me. People do listen to me. I need to remember that. A great awakening. Walk in your truth. Stand firm in your light. How can you trust yourself more? Oh, shoot. And then at the bottom of the deck. I can't make this up. Don't run from the darkness. Embrace your shadow side. Embrace your shadow side. Embrace your shadow side. What aspect of yourself have you been afraid to look at or address? Looking at myself. That's why I hide. And that's number 28, which is the 10. It means this shyness and this hiding, it's over. All eyes on me. It's my time to shine. Whether I like it or not. It was funny because, like, in our WhatsApp group, we keep talking about that, and I was like, it's time to shine. This is my debut. And another friend on there was saying that she doesn't like all eyes on you, and I was like, it's debutante season. She's like, that's a little too frou-frou for me. But I was like, it's just when, like, the young women are, ready to come out into the world and ready to be presented to the world. And that's what the universe is doing to a lot of us. It's like they've been giving you this gentle nudge, and they've been standing by your side holding your hand, but they're no longer doing it anymore. They're pushing you out there. Go on, you're ready. And then we also got rest, renew, and recharge. What does your body crave and need right now? My body needs rest right now. And I've been taking that time to rest, as hard as it is, because I feel like I'm wasting the day away. But I also know that I can't keep pushing myself to do things. I push myself a lot to do things, and then I'm tired, and I get frustrated when I can't finish them, or they don't come out the way I want them to. Maybe because of this, but this wasn't it. The string I was using isn't the normal string that I use, so this one I had to use, like, it's already kind of thick. I think it's like, I don't know if you could see that. Probably not. It's pretty thick though. And I had to use 2 of these, so I mean, like, it's secure now, but it kept coming untied or it snapped. But this one's pretty secure. And the more I start doing this, because it was really hard to do and I was shy, and I know I don't make a lot of eye contact either. But that's how I talk in regular life too. I make eye contact. But I listen better when I'm not looking. It's almost like when I listen to frequencies or messages or like readings, I have to close my eyes because I can concentrate and hear better. I get too distracted looking at things and people. People are distracting. I know it's not their fault. One thing I'm going to miss about the airport is like all the people watching, because people are interesting. They're very interesting. Oh, I hit it. There's something else, I'll tell you that much. Alright, so we're going to read number 43, the last one that we had, which was, because this one was very important, Rest, renew, and recharge. You're going through a massive shift right now. New awareness and energetic upgrades are occurring all around and within you. As a result, perhaps you feel more tired than normal lately. This is a time of grand inner work for you. Going within yourself instead of pushing and trying to achieve is important in this phase. Give yourself permission to be instead of do. As you give yourself this time of rest, your body will renew itself and rejuvenate at the cellular level. All of what you've been working toward energetically, spiritually, and physically now wants to integrate into your body. Think of this time as an upgrade. Just as your digital devices shut down to get their upgrades, the same is required from your body. Oh shit, and that's on page 123. Look up 123. Google it. It's a really good number. Your body has infinite wisdom and entire universes of cells and organs working together to support your overall well-being. Bodies have the ability to heal themselves and transform moment by moment. Learning how to listen to your body is one of the greatest gifts you can give yourself, for your body has innate capabilities and is with you for your entire life. Cannot read. Yeah, my body has been telling me to rest, and I've been resting. And I actually kind of just sat here for a little bit and did nothing. And it felt good. But you got to give yourself a break too, because like I said, I don't like doing nothing because I feel like I'm wasting the day away. But sometimes you just have to do that, and you have to allow yourself to do it and not be so hard on yourself, because you can't just keep going. You're going to run out of steam. I ran out of steam. You need to recharge and you need to refuel. Because next year is going to be, it's going to be a hell of a year. I could already feel it right now. It's going to be a hell of a year. It's going to be a good year. It's going to be a great year. But it's going to be a hell of one. It's going to take a lot of energy. You're going to need a lot of your energy and focus. But it's going to be a great year. I can already feel it. But the divine assignment. Start to see your body as a friend who supports you, cares deeply for you, and loves you. Be gentle and calm and speak kindly to your body. Love the body you are in and listen to its guidance. When you do, you'll watch it flourish and heal. Taking time to rest, sleep, and meditate is a form of therapy. Your body craves this, so allow yourself to recharge. Consider going on a digital detox, unplug, go into nature, and meditate on your feelings. Take this time to develop a sacred special space and be intentional with solitude. This is a forced pause in your life for a grand reason. The opportunity to gather yourself. In this pause and rest, you're being called to come home to find wholeness within, which is also being in hermit mode. Number 9. Remember when I had that other card, number 27? The universe rewards motion. 27. 2 plus 7 is 9. Hermit mode. That means cutting yourself off from people, places, and things. I mean, obviously you still got to go to work if you have to go to work and do your things, but like not going out and being the social butterfly at the bars or hanging out with your friends or all that stuff. Taking this time to like reflect on your inner thoughts, your feelings, all that stuff. The things you want to do in life and how you want to change yourself for the better. That's what I've been doing. And at times when I knew I needed to stay here and do something, the universe made it very clear I needed to get my butt home. Because I was getting confused about times when I was alienating myself and when I was being divinely guided to be by myself. I felt like, man, I'm always alone. Like, you guys always want me alone. I never get to do anything. This is why I fell into the energy I was in before. But really, the right people that I should have been hanging around, I was saying no to, and the wrong people I was saying yes to. So I always felt alone because the universe makes it very clear when you shouldn't be around those people. And you shouldn't be in those places. You shouldn't be doing those things. It makes it very clear. I don't know what else. Has anybody been seeing like repeating numbers lately? Like today, I've seen 222 like multiple times. Multiple times. I've seen it on the clock. Someone texted me at 222. It was on my speedometer. It was the price of something in the store. Which is actually pretty funny too, because I was on the phone with my mom and I was at the grocery store picking up a couple of items because I'm going to be leaving in a week, so I didn't need a bunch of groceries. But I just stopped talking, or I just had a conversation with my other friend, Monica, from Divine Elemental. She did a reading for me. She did a love reading for me, which I usually don't do with her because I don't like to focus on it. Because I don't know, like with everything I'm going into right now, or going through, it's really not something I need to focus on. But they also say that you need to bring more love into your life. And it's not just like self-love sometimes, too. It's love and compassion from others. But either way. Let's just say there is a special person that I met at the beginning of the year, unexpectedly. And we're not talking right now. Which is probably for the better at the moment. But we had just gotten through talking about him and I go to the grocery store to pick up a couple of things, and on the intercom they're calling for, and I shit you not, literally Alex, me, and then they were calling his name and they were saying, can one of you come up to guest services to help a guest? And they paged them 3 times. Now obviously I thought that was hilarious because of the fact that we had just been talking about him, and his name literally was mentioned as well as mine. And they're calling us both to the customer service desk to help a customer. And I thought it was just hilarious. It was the funniest thing ever, because it's like, what the? But I see his name everywhere. I see people that look like him everywhere. And it's kind of annoying because we're not talking. We don't talk. You're at a pause right now, warrior. Keep fighting. I was using this deck earlier. It's the Sacred Feminine Oracle. And they're telling me to keep fighting this war. But then solitary, which is also what that one just said, rest and renew. Hermit mode. But anyways, I was on the phone with my mom and I was like, did you hear that? But she didn't hear it, and I repeated it. By the time I get to the checkout, they're saying, Alex, please pick up line 3. And she's like, well, you better go over there and answer it. But I just thought it was funny because, like, we literally just got through talking about him. I go to the grocery store and they're saying, they're literally calling both of our names to come up to the customer service desk. It's almost like the universe is telling us to get together. But I know there's stuff that we have to talk about because things didn't really end on like a great note. So, I mean, I know that stuff needs to be fixed. Whether it turns into anything or not, it still needs to be fixed. And I know that when the time is right, it will. The opportunity will present itself. But yeah, it's kind of annoying though that I see him, or not him, but his face, or people that look like him everywhere. Let's just say that. And It used to bother me. It kind of does right now, but it used to bother me a lot. And I'd be like, I'd roll my eyes, I'd flip off the universe, I'd do all kinds of things. And be like, oh, you think I'm a fucking joke? Like, you guys want to play? But I'm not in that energy anymore. I'm not in that energy anymore, because all she told me is that the more I resist the feelings or whatever it is, the more I resist the feelings, the more the universe is going to get my attention in all kinds of ways. Even to the point that one morning I was opening up the bar, not the bar that we met in, but the one that I transferred to, and there was a boarding pass that somebody left from the night before, and it was literally his first name and his last name, but with an added letter, and they were going to Vegas. And I was like, you guys gotta be kidding me. Like, you gotta be kidding me. And then they're playing this song, Celebrate. What is it? Celebrate, come on. I don't know how it goes, but whatever. I know how it goes, but I can't think of it right now. I keep fidgeting because I don't know what to do. And I really don't want to make eye contact right now. But I keep talking. Anyways, that came on and I thought that was freaking hilarious. But that was when I also surrendered to the universe and saying, yes, okay, I acknowledge this person. I don't know why I'm talking about love right now. Oracle. Because I'm receiving messages, that's why. But has anybody been hearing a lot of songs lately? Like just random songs come on, or you just hear a song in your head and then you just start singing it? Because like lately, it's been like, what is it? It's the Medusa song with Dermot Kennedy. It's Paradise. It's like, there's 1,000 miles between me and paradise. That song. That one keeps playing in my head a lot. And then when I turn on the radio, it's always the Weeknd song, the Dancing in the Flames. Another Odyssey. I can't wait to see your face crash when we're switching lanes. I can't sing it. But that song comes on every single time I turn on the car. One time, when I thought I was being my star, I can't talk. What is wrong with me? Nothing. I was heading to work, having a good morning, had my meditation, always right in the world. And then the thought of him came into my head, and then I pushed it away, and I was driving along the road, minding my own business, enjoying my little breakfast bagel I made, and then the cry song comes on. And I call it the cry song because all of a sudden I just started crying when it came on. I've heard it a few times before, but all of a sudden, like, it just makes me cry. But it's the Lady Gaga and Bruno Mars Die With A Smile song. And here I am, driving to work at 4:30 in the morning with a mouthful of bagel, bawling like a baby. And I was like, no matter what I do, I'm going to be reminded of this person constantly. And I can't keep running from it, because I've tried running from it so many times. So many times. And it's almost like, well, you know, like when you're watching the movies and you see the people escaping jail and then like the spotlight's on them the whole time. And it's like, that's what I feel like when I try to run. It's like the spotlight's still on me and the universe is sitting there playing these love songs. And anybody that knows me knows that I do not like mushy, lovey stuff. Like, I don't like that stuff. I like thrillers, mystery, comedy, action. I like scary movies as long as they're not super gory. I don't like horror movies. I don't like stupid mumble rap. I listen to a lot of like Diplo and Pitbull and a mixture of that stuff, but I don't know. But whatever it is, lately, no matter what station I listen to on, not Pandora, what's it called, XM and Amazon Music, it is constantly love songs all the time, all day long. So I stopped listening to them. So then they started finding them another way to get them to me. In my head, constantly. I wake up to a love song or something. Like secret lovers. That's what we are. That one keeps playing too, which is annoying. It's all annoying. But it is. Oh, and Timeless. The Weeknd's Timeless. So I know, you know, if you watch a lot of videos on here, they're talking about that. It's like a timeless love and all this stuff, you know. I don't know why the hell I'm talking about this. I don't know. I don't even, it's coming up. Like it's like it's time to let it out. But I'm not gonna go that far. But he's also the reason why I started my own business too. The first day we met, it was almost like we were supposed to meet because the way we met was kind of crazy, honestly. It was a fairly decent night, and there were two of us bartending, and at the time our bar was pretty big. It's like, it was, for an airport bar, it was pretty big. It's like 24 seats, I think. And I was facing the back part of the bar, and normally people sit at the front of the part of the bar, and my side had cleared out completely, which didn't make any sense. Like, it was completely empty. Everybody had left, but the other side of the bar was full. And then I see this guy walking up, and I'm like, oh damn, he's fine. He's like really cute. And like we make eye contact. And then we had no host that night, so he like looks at me, looks at the other bartender, looks at me, and then the whole time he's like making eye contact, and then comes and sits right in front of me at the bar. And I had nowhere to go because I wanted to like kind of disappear, run off, because I was just like, But as he was walking to me, it was like in those stupid little love movies. It was like the lights just got all bright, and it's like the spotlight was on him. It was like, ah. And then he sits, and it was almost like it was like intentional. But he sits in front of him where I'm standing at my computer. So I have to talk to him. Because there was no reason for me not to have a conversation with this person, because my whole side of the bar is empty. So I had to talk to him. And we ended up talking and like having a good time while I was at work. We talked about like a lot of things, and one of the things we were talking about at this time, I think this was my 100th day. I was still sober, and that night the night before, I decided to have a drink with some family and friends. I had a little bit of sake, and I was like, oh, this is fun. And she's like, well, how do you feel? And I was like, I don't really want any more. And it was nice. But that night I decided, I was like, I'm going to go have a drink with this guy. So we left and we went to another bar. We had a drink together and we talked about some things. And then we talked about like, you know, some of the hard times we've been through in life, and journaling and things like that. And I was still pretty raw at this stage in the journey. I was still pretty raw and learning and awakening. And he had asked me at some point, have you ever thought about like, what do you say? Have you ever gone back in your journals and read like the things that you wrote? And I was like, no. I was like, I don't want to read that stuff, because that stuff that I wrote in there was pretty dark. Like, I didn't want to go back and revisit those thoughts and those feelings. So I'm like, Like that's silly, but I was like, I don't know any other person, well, any other males in my life that actually take the time to journal or write diary. I don't know why everybody thinks like journaling is so bad, but I don't know any other guys in my life that take the time to do that. So I thought that was pretty cool. But we were just talking about life things and stuff like that, and I was talking about how I wanted to start my own business one day, and like I wanted to like help other people heal, and I wanted to do gift boxes, and I wanted to have like water bottles and journals and pens and like snacks and a nice handwritten note, a burn book, which is a journal that you keep where you write down your negative thoughts, your limiting beliefs, and you take those pages and you burn them in the fireplace. You release those feelings to the universe, and that helped me a lot. I think I went through 2 journals doing that. I had a specific one. I actually went to the dollar store, and I had 2 journals. I had one that was green, one that was red. The green was just like good thoughts, positive affirmations, whatever it was that I thought that was good that I wanted to write in there. And the red was anything negative that I was feeling about anything. Myself, people, places, just anything. And I went through 2 of those red notebooks. But anyways, I wanted other people to feel that same sense of relief that I felt, and to feel like somebody cared about them. And he was like, yeah, you should do it. He's like, you're so much better than this place. And I was like, what? He doesn't even know me. But the fact that he sat there and listened to everything that I said and encouraged me to do my own thing was just like, I was mind blown. Because normally, like, people only want to talk to you when you're the bartender to, like, flirt and get a free drink. And that's what I thought it was. I thought it was just going to be, like, you know, cute little, hey, little flirtation shit back, you know, here and there. And that was it. I'd never see him again. Wrong was I. Well, I decided to go back into one of my journals and read a passage, because I was listening to one of my spiritual readers, and she was talking about how God sent your soulmate in one of your dreams. And I was like, that's a bunch of baloney. That's some bullshit. And then I was like, ding. I was like, I had a dream about, I wasn't freshly out of a breakup, but like we broke up right before my demise last year. So a lot of those raw feelings were in there, and I had written a passage in there about an ex wanting to come back and talk about something that went wrong in our relationship. But the funny thing is the ex that it was not the person I saw in that dream. And I had never seen that person before, but I wrote about and I described him in person. And this was 2 months before I met him. And I was like, this is a bunch of bullshit. That's what I say everything's a bunch of bullshit when it's just like chaotic and crazy, and it's not something I could wrap my mind around. And I thought it was crazy, and I thought I was crazy. But as I go through this, I realize that I'm not crazy. And I don't care if other people think I'm crazy, because there are other people that I talk to that go through the same things and the same journey that I'm going through. And they have the same or similar situations. And we talk about that all the time. So I know I'm not crazy. So I know I'm in the right group. But anyways, I lost my train of thought on that too. Now I'm being open about it, I guess, because I usually keep everything a secret. I tell nobody nothing. Nobody knows nothing about me. They think they do, but they don't. I don't show all parts of myself. I don't like people getting to know the real me, because then they're going to think I'm not as cool as I am, you know? I'm actually cooler. Cooler than an ice cube. Cooler than a polar bear on an iceberg in Antarctica with nitrous underwear. I don't know. I am super fidgety. But apparently I still need to be on here, because I still haven't tried to turn it off. It's just like, keep talking. I don't know what I need to keep talking for. Maybe it's making me feel better secretly. But anyways, he is the one who inspired me to start my business. So back in May, I started my business, the Divine Sunflower LLC. and I was going to buy certain things for these gift baskets and stuff that I wanted to send for people. And then every time I had like some money to put aside to like finally make a purchase for these things, it was like, just wait, this isn't right, just wait. Well, then all of a sudden I woke up one day from a dream and I was like, I'm gonna make dream catchers. Never made one a day in my life, but I woke up and I've been making them since. So those are part of like my little gift baskets I get for people. I make jewelry. I also make candles, which is fun. And some of them are like chakra based, so like, you know, help open up chakras or meditate with them. I also do oracle readings. I've done a few of those for people. I've done a few of them at work when I used to work for people. I mean, it's been a pretty good journey, but like, he's the only one that really inspired me and told me that I was better than being in the place that I was at. And I was just like, what? You don't even know me. Like, I don't even know. It's almost like he saw something in me that I didn't see in myself at that time. Like, did I want to be there? No. I had to be there because I needed to pay my bills. But I never saw myself getting out of there. I never saw myself starting my own business. I never saw myself starting a channel and talking. I never saw myself selling the jewelry that I make, the candles that I make, the dream catchers that I make. I never saw any of that. I never saw that side of me. I always thought I was just going to be stuck. Like, this is going to be it. You know, because people are always like, well, you need to go to school and you need to get a degree. For what? What for? Who made that a rule? Like, your worth is based on a piece of paper that says you paid to follow directions? Half the people that went to school don't even know anything. And then the other half that do know something don't get paid what they're worth. So, like, who decided that a piece of paper decides your worth? People with low self-esteem issues. But going through this, I know more than I think I know. I'm smarter than I think I know, and I'm not just stuck in one business. I mean, when I turned 18, I did a lot of things in the restaurant business. I've done everything except for be a general manager. I've cooked, I've dishwashed, I've hosted, I've bartended, I've served, I've managed, I've done it all. So it's like I've seen all parts of a business before. And I didn't think that I would ever be able to start my own business because, like, I don't know anything about a business. But you learn as you go. You learn from other people. And working for a lot of these companies, I learned what not to do and not to cut corners. But that's besides the fact and the point. But I always wanted to, like, have my own little cafe with my name on the door. And then as I got older, I was like, I don't really want a cafe. I don't want to be stuck. Over COVID, I used to really want a tiny house, and I used to want a food truck or something attached to it so I can travel and just live wherever. And my job is always connected with me. You know what I mean? Like, you just tow this little tiny house behind your food truck and you just go and sell whatever. You sell what you need for the gas and food and, you know, your enjoyment, but you're never stuck anywhere. Now, I have too much stuff for a tiny home because my condo is like 800 square feet. It feels like it's like more than 1,000. It's very spacious. But looking at those tiny homes and they're like 600 square feet and all my stuff, I wouldn't be able to, especially my plants. My plants would have to be like on a rooftop or something. And then I want more pets. Like, my brother found this dog a few months ago who happens to be a tuxedo puppy. His name is Cash. He's a pocket bully, and he is the sweetest thing ever. And him and my dog get along, who is also a tuxedo doggy. And it was kind of funny, and it felt like it was meant to be when I met him because I was so obsessed with having to meet him. I just had to meet him. But over the summer, I was looking at dogs to adopt, and they had 3 black lab puppies, but they were all tuxedo dogs. Again. And I was like, no, this is just a sign from the universe that he's supposed to be my dog. Now, I got off the phone with Monica after my reading today, and she had mentioned something about, like, were you thinking about getting a puppy? And I was like, yeah. And she's like, well, I saw, like, this black and white dog. And I was like, that's a sign from the universe that that dog is mine. And my brother, he has 2 puppies at home. And they're both boys. And they're not fixed. And they're lunatics. So he was hoping that, I would be able to take him, because like when we get our pets in our family, we like them to stay in the family so that they can always, like, we can see them all and we can all get them together and play. So that's another thing that I get to look forward to going back home to Arizona, because I've got another baby waiting for me. And Lola needs a friend. Like, since my other dog Trouble died, like they were like this. She's never been by herself, and this has been an interesting year with us both having to adjust, because like, even though my family's in another state, my dogs and I were a family, and it felt like my family was destroyed and broken when he passed away. It's almost like I lost a kid, because I mean, like, he was 16. I had him since he was a puppy. And I knew he was getting older, and I knew the time was coming, and I was preparing myself, because he was 16. He was diabetic. He had cataracts. But, like, that dog, nothing fazed that dog. There was one year for Valentine's Day, someone had got me one of those oversized, it was like an oversized Hershey's bar. And I didn't put it up high enough, and that dog ate the whole chocolate bar. And I thought for sure he was gonna die. And that dog, nothing happened to him. It didn't even faze him. It was like him eating his own regular food, like nothing happened to him. He ate everything. He earned his name Trouble. I couldn't think of when I first got him, his name was Dirty Sanchez, but then like that didn't work, because he was a Yorkie Cairn mix, but he was like a cream tan, but like it kind of looked like he was dirty sometimes. And I don't know what it was, but I was like, I'm gonna call him Dirty Sanchez, but then that didn't fit. And the vet asked me his name, and I told him, I was like, well, I've been calling him Dirty Sanchez, but I really don't know what his name is. Like, I don't feel like that's right. He's like, well, what does he do? I was like, get in trouble. And he's like, well, that's a perfect name, and his name's been Trouble, and he's lived up to his name. But it just felt like, because he died July 3rd last year. And it just kind of like ripped us apart. And it was just weird too, because when I did my research on diabetes when he first got it, or was first diagnosed with it, they said that dogs don't live past 2 years. And that little sucker lived for 5, almost 6 years with diabetes. So I thought I was going to have a lot more time with him. But I ended up coming home from work, and he was having a seizure from the effects of his diabetes. But I also knew it was about that time for him to go, because he wasn't eating as much as he used to. And that little boy was a pig. He ate everything. I had to put everything up higher, because like once he had cataracts, he couldn't really see. So, that super strong sniffer was winning, but like he couldn't see enough to jump up on things. So I had to put them up. But if I forgot to put them up, he ate everything. He ate his food, her food, whatever he could find. That dog was not starving. They were spoiled. They have treats. They have food. They get people food. Like, they were spoiled. But I came home from work after finding out that my best friend sister died. My best friend / sister died. And I came home from work to my dog having a seizure on the floor, and he dies in the car on the way to the vet, who is not even 2 miles away. But it also was crazy because the day he died was also the 2-year anniversary of us moving into this place. So it was almost like he stayed around long enough to make sure that we were okay. before he left. And it took me a while to like want to get another dog because like Lola wasn't okay. Those two were bonded. I had her since she was 8 weeks. She was up under him, and he was 5. He was 5 years old then. But I had her since she was just like a belly with legs, and she was up under him all the time. And now she's up under me all the time, and I just know she's lonely. And I know, like, I get lonely too. I miss him. She misses him. But when I saw Cash, I was just like, I knew that he was going to be my dog, my next dog. And then when those two got to be introduced to each other, it was like magic. I guess, I don't know. I'm crying because there's so many memories here too. And in a way, I feel like I'm leaving trouble behind. But I'm not. I mean, I have his ashes, but like, this was our place. This was our home. We could do anything in here and not have to worry about like the rental office complaining or, you know, things like that. Like, this was our home. Like, and I just feel like I'm leaving that and I'm leaving him. But I get to go back home to where I'm originally from and where I should have been. And where I should be, because I've been told multiple times within dreams, messages, cards that it's time for me to move. And I've heard it's time for you to go back home where it all started. And before my grandfather passed away, he kept telling my mom and he kept telling me, he's like, she needs to come home. She needs to come home. She needs to come back home. And then he died, and then like all of this stuff just started happening. Boom, boom, boom. Chain reaction. And now where I'm going. Home. But I'm excited because like there's a new beginning. There's a new puppy. There's a new baby. My nieces, my nephews, my mom, my brothers, my cousins. My aunt, my uncle aren't there. They're in Texas and Indiana. But like, it almost feels like we're whole again. In a way. So I don't know why I'm crying about that, but I guess today's just going to be a video diary. Everything's coming out. But I can't wait. I can't wait to go home and just chill. Not have to worry about anything for a little bit. Go enjoy a puppy. Learn how to train a dog. I mean, he's the sweetest thing. He is so sweet. He knows no strangers. And it's sad that they get such a bad rap. Because growing up, all the bad rap dogs we had. My uncle had 2 pit bulls and they were the friendliest things. Shaggy was nuts. If you picked up a ball, you weren't coming inside at all. That dog never tired. Everybody was always warned, don't play fetch with him because he's not gonna let you stop. And then they ended up getting Sable. And then those 2 ended up having puppies, and they had a bunch of pit bull puppies. And they were the most sweetest, most awesome dogs. They were not aggressive. They were not scary. Growing up, we adopted 2 dogs. I can't remember what Chief was. I think he looked like a German Shepherd lab mix or something, but he was the sweetest, tallest dog. And my youngest brother, used to ride him around like a horse. And he would just let him. And then we had, they came, the lady we got them from had found them both as strays. They were together when she had found them, and then she kept them for a little while, and then she couldn't keep them anymore. But Chief was like a German Shepherd lab mix, and Sugar was a Chow. Sugar was my dog. Sugar was always up under me, protecting me But Chows are, as everybody knows, very aggressive dogs. But she wasn't aggressive, but she was a protector. She was aggressive when it came to cats. And she had broke her chain multiple times when I was walking her to go and chase a cat. But come to find out, she was pregnant and nobody knew. So we had 5 Chows. And they were all nuts. And they were all friendly. I mean, I know a lot of people say it has to do with, like, the breed and the owner and blah, blah, blah. But, I mean, it really doesn't, because, like, our dogs weren't that nuts. They weren't that aggressive. You just have to learn your dogs. And I've always had small dogs, and I'm excited to have a bigger dog. I've wanted a bigger dog for a while. Now, in here I could, because I own this place for the moment, still. I could have whatever I want to in here. But I live right off the creek, so, and, like, there's a dog park like a quarter of a mile away, which we walk to and play. And so it's like, it's not like I have to have a yard. I have plenty of space and plenty of yard, but I'm not supposed to have another dog here. I'm supposed to be back at home with my family. And that's when I get that reward. Because every time I've looked at adopt a dog, it hasn't worked out. But now I know it's because I'm not supposed to be doing that here, and I'm not supposed to be doing things alone anymore. Like, I don't have a lot of things packed. I went through a lot of my things and did a Goodwill drop, like I said, in a video or 2 ago. But I have a couple of, like, IKEA cabinets and shelves that I was going to try and load into my car. They're heavy, but they're not super heavy. But I'm used to doing things alone because, like, for a while when I used to ask people for help, I didn't have anybody to help me. So I just got used to doing things on my own. Now I have people to help me, and now I'm not used to asking for help. And I don't know how to ask for help. But I was going to clear out this cabinet behind me, which isn't very heavy. And what I heard is, you better not pick up that cabinet. I live alone. But I mean, they didn't say it out loud, but I heard it in my head. I heard it in my mind's eye. Yes, I'm crazy. You can say that too. You better not pick up that cabinet alone. You better not pick up anything else heavy. Now, growing up, I'm the oldest daughter on my mom's side, and I'm her only daughter, and I have 2 brothers, and on my dad's side I have a brother and a sister. But growing up, I wouldn't say coddled, but I wasn't. My uncles, my brothers, they never allowed us to pick up heavy things or do things like that for ourselves. They always opened doors and stuff like that, showed us how we should be treated. So living alone, like, I'm hyper independent. And a lot of this furniture I moved in here myself. I put together and I move around myself, and it is heavy and it is hard. But I was like, I can do this. And the first thing I heard is, you better not pick up that cabinet. You better not be moving any of this heavy stuff yourself. So I know I need to reach out and ask for help moving this stuff. But my official move date is January 7th. I don't know where or why that date I picked it. I just looked at it and I said, that's the moving day. And it's coming sooner than later, and I don't have my house packed up. I do better under pressure, but I don't have a lot of stuff that has to be super packed. Like, I'm going to bring obvious things with me because I'm going to drive, but then I think the rest of the stuff I'm just going to put in storage until we figure it out. Because there are some things I want to keep, but I want to keep and, like, give to my family members instead of just giving things to Goodwill all the time. Like, there are a lot. People look at me and they think that, like, I'm expensive and I have expensive taste, but really I'm not. I'm just a smart shopper. I don't spend a lot of money on the things that I have, but I have nice things and I just take care of them. But I'm an IKEA shopper, a Target shopper, TJ Maxx, Ross, Marshalls, At Home, Burlington. I don't spend a lot of money on a lot of things. I look like it though. But I don't. But a lot of people always think that, you know, I have nice things and I always give them away. And it's like, well, why not give these things to other people that want them and admire them? So I'm going to keep a lot of the stuff that I have, and I'm just going to give them what they want. And then what I don't want and what they don't want, I'll donate. But I know I'll need to keep some of this stuff too for when I get my own place again. But right now I'm just going to go stay with my mom because she needs help and I need help, so we're going to help each other. And it's going to be fun. I mean, it is going to be fun. We have a good time together, but we're two strong personalities in one house. We're both stubborn, and we're both fixed signs. Like, she's a Leo, and I'm a Scorpio. We're both stubborn as hell, and I got a lot of my stubbornness from my mom and my dad. My dad's a Sagittarius, and he's hard-headed as hell, too. So, I mean, and like I said, Aries, Moon, and Rising, which is also stubborn. So I wasn't given a fair chance at not being a stubborn jerk. But it is what it is. So it's interesting to see how this is going to pan out, especially as adults, because like it was different growing up with her as a child, but as an adult, like we both have our own ways of doing things. I mean, it's her house, what she calls our house, because, you know, it's your mom, you always have a home, but it's like, to me, it's still her house, her space. So it's like I have to learn how to compromise and do things her way, because I have things set up my way and that works best for me, and she has hers for her way. So we're gonna have to learn how to live together and make this work. But she's also giving me the time and the space so that I can focus on my business like I wanted to too. And I was telling a lady this the other day because she was asking me what I do. And I was like, I flat out just said, I'm a spiritual life coach. And it felt good to say. And my mom was on the phone and she was like, I'm glad that you just owned it. Because I've been talking about being a life coach for a while. And I do coach people and help people through things, but I always thought like you had to have all these degrees and training and stuff. And I'm like, I mean, I'm not claiming to be a therapist or anything else like that, but I've been doing this stuff for a long time, whether I knew it or not, consciously or not. Even in my darkest days, I was helping people. I could relate to those people more, and we had meaningful conversations. Hungover, drunk, sad. I've talked a lot of people off the ledges. The one person I couldn't talk off the ledge was myself, when I was there. But you know what happened? The universe came and knocked me off that ledge. And they showed me the light. And now that's what I'm doing. I'm here giving back in my own way. By doing this channel. Talking about things I don't want to talk about. Things that I think that that I'm not proud of. And I'm uncomfortable right now, but for me, I've always been a people pleaser, so like I've always been a perfectionist, and like I feel like the dark parts of me are just like they're like missing gaps, and I just don't feel like, as a perfectionist, like I don't know, it makes me feel damaged, but I'm not damaged. But it makes me feel like people, like I always project that I am better off than what I am, and I'm okay, and I'm happy, even when I'm not. So like for me to show the sides of myself where I'm not is hard. And it almost makes me feel like, because I'm not perfect, like I'm not worth a lot of things, and I know that that's not true. And I feel like the imperfect parts of me, like people won't like, or if I show them, like they're gonna judge me, or they're gonna run away. But I also have to not care what other people think, because for the longest time I didn't. I don't know when I started caring, But this is part of my shadow work too, is realizing my worth. And I realized my worth when there were a few situations where I should have died and I didn't. I was spared. I didn't like try to take my own life, but like there were times when I drove home and I was blackout drunk and I couldn't even tell you what route I took. I couldn't even tell you how I got home. Well, I woke up just like on the middle of the living room floor with my door unlocked and wide open, like. But those days I wasn't just drinking. Those days I started getting into like other things. I dabbled with coke for a little while. I didn't like that one. I was doing prescription pills and drinking. Going back to the coke subject, how do people do that? How do you guys enjoy that stuff? Because like, all I would focus on is like the nasty taste. It tastes like aspirin got stuck in the back of your throat and then it would just burn your sinuses. Like, how do you guys like that stuff and be like, yo, it's a party drug? And it was hard to maintain. Like, you get too drunk, you do some coke, then you sober up, and then you do, like, you don't want to stay sober, so then you drink some more. And like, trying to find that balance was just, it was too much. It was annoying. Like, I'm just trying to have a good time. I'm trying to escape. I didn't want to have to think about shit. But coke was gross, and I'm glad I got out of that. But just like, I don't know, the imperfect side of me, I didn't think that anybody would like, but I've met and related with so many people on that side. And it's a struggle that a lot of people go through and don't want to talk about, but I'll talk about it. I'm pretty much an open book if you ask me, but I don't offer up information. But like now I'm just talking, I'm offering up a lot of stuff. I'm just open now. But one of my affirmations I wake up and I tell myself every single day is that I am perfectly imperfect. Because who decides what perfection is? Everything is flawed. Everyone is flawed. There's nothing that comes out perfect. Not even in like, if you print out mass produce things, like nothing is perfect. There's always going to be some kind of imperfection, something. And who decides your worth but you? Nobody else does. And I decided my worth by continuing to go through this and continuing to share and not giving up even when I want to give up, when it gets hard. And it gets really hard and I just want to give up. I mean, yeah, I give in and I get mad and I get sad and I get angry and I flip out the universe. I cuss out the universe. I cuss out myself. I cuss out inanimate objects. And then I get that stuff out and I apologize and then I get back to getting on. Sorry. And I'm trying not to give up because I know I'm so close. I can feel it. I can feel it. But today, I felt that little demon on my shoulder just like, hey, get a drink. Hey, get a drink. Go drink. You know how to solve this? Go drink. But I fought that little stupid demon. And I'll continue to fight it. And I shouldn't talk things, but it's not going to win me over this time. I'm tired of falling backwards and going back into that same energy and having to fight my way back out of that hole. Because it gets harder and harder and it gets worse and worse every single time. When you keep going back to your vices while you're trying to heal, it just gets worse. I keep playing with this for whatever reason. This is black lava. This helps to absorb a lot of negative energies as well. Maybe that's why it didn't want to come together and it kept coming off, because like whatever it is, that little demon on my shoulder didn't want me Didn't want me getting rid of it. Didn't want me letting that negativity go. And that's why I keep playing with it, because I feel like maybe it's absorbing that. A lot of people think like crystals and stuff like that are just like, you know, made up things in your mind, but when you find ones that you need and you use and you work with them, like you feel like a sense of calmness and relief when they're working with you and they're absorbing those things that you need them to absorb. My nose is running now. But like, you know, at night when I go to bed, each day has its own color and its own like chakra. Like for instance, today is Sunday. Today would be purple or indigo for your crown chakra. And I have incense for every single day of the week. So Sundays before I go to bed, you know, I walk my dog, brush my teeth, shower, get ready for bed, and I'll light a crown chakra incense, and I will meditate for the time that that incense is lit. Sometimes I fall asleep, sometimes I don't, but it helps with that sense of calming. And I will work with a crystal that goes with that chakra or that color. And I used to wear the colors daily. I'd either wear like a ponytail or I have like necklaces. So like I would normally wear an amethyst necklace today, or a bracelet. I don't have earrings. I could make them, but I don't want to. They're not that easy. But like today I was messing around and I have like a, what's it called? I think it's Angelite 23. It's a big purple amethyst looking thing, but it connects you to like your spirituality as well as amethyst. Amethyst is a really good one to work with too if you're struggling with addiction issues. Like that one helps you with addiction issues. Also, I'm never gonna say this one right, leopardite. It's another purple crystal. That one helps with addictions. I wear a lot of black tourmaline, black obsidian, tiger eye, hematite. Those help to protect your energy, and especially from like energy vampires. But black obsidian helps to absorb negative energy and negative thoughts. Black tourmaline is like the ultimate protector. It also protects from like EMF, whatever. But it helps to absorb that negative energy, protect your energy, and transmute that energy. I usually wear a piece of selenite to keep my vibrations high. I wear clear quartz because that's an ultimate healer, as well as it is a supercharger for all the crystals. Selenite doesn't need to be recharged, but I say to my crystals a lot to release that energy to the universe. But I call them titty crystals because I keep them in my bra. I used to keep them in a little pouch, but the pouch eventually breaks, or I used to keep them in my pocket and I would end up losing them because they would fall out of my pocket. So now I keep them in my bra and I call them titty crystals. So if you hear me talking about titty crystals, you know what they are. But anyways, back to the chakras. So like today, Sunday, would be crown chakra, and I do like a meditation or I listen to a frequency. Tomorrow is Monday, which is going to be the sacral chakra, which that color is orange, and I'll light an incense for that. It's also good for that chakra for you to move your body, dance, move your hips to release that stuck energy. Plus it's just good anyway when you don't feel good or you're having a hard day like this, because like I did a Naughty Girl Fitness workout and I twerked, and I'm not a twerker. Like I say I can't dance, I can dance, I'm just a shy dancer. But I'm a clumsy person, and sometimes I can't move my arms and my legs at the same time. You know, that's just, you know, I just can't. But I'll usually wear that day or work with the crystal, and that crystal is, if I could think of it, I just completely forgot the name of it, carnelian. That one's really good for the sacral chakra. And then sometimes I'll work with Moonstone Red, which helps you get into your divine feminine energy or goddess energy. Tuesdays are your solar plexus, which is yellow. And I'll work with like citrine. Sometimes I'll work with golden healer with that one. Wednesdays are blue, like a light blue, and that's for your throat chakra. And I'll wear like lapis lazuli. Actually, I like that one a lot. I wear lapis lazuli a lot anyway, other than that day. I do feel it helps me speak my truth. I'm not wearing any crystals today. I forgot to put them back on. But I wear them all the time. Sometimes I sleep with them under my pillows too, especially if I'm really having a hard day. And a really good crystal to work with right now if you're dealing with like stuck emotions or emotional healing is peach selenite, golden healer. Those ones are really good to help with emotional healing, as well as like I think pink tourmaline, if I remember correctly, or pink adventurine, one of those two. But yeah, Wednesdays are throat chakra days. And I wear blue, light blue. Lately it's been underwear or socks, or sometimes I have it all matching. Thursdays are third eye Thursday, and that one I think is indigo. Crown is purple, third eye is indigo. And I'll wear, again, amethyst because that's the closest that I have, or like a dark purple shirt, socks, underwear, whatever it is that I have for that day. I forgot what crystal works for the third eye. A lot of them actually, like apophyllite, angelite, I can't remember, Super 7, I can't remember what that crystal's called. Hold on. Anyways, I can't remember what it's called, but it looks like this. It's something 23, which is another form of amethyst. But like, I had a big chunk of amethyst that I lost somewhere. I don't know. Every time I lose a crystal, I feel like it, and it's always a big one too. I feel like wherever I lost it, I lost it somewhere so that somebody else who really needed it can find it. But this is another piece of amethyst that I work with too. So like, when I was saying I work with crystals, I don't think I have a lapis lazuli in this one. It's in the room. But this is like moonstone peach, or I mean moonstone red. And then this is the carnelian. I think this, I can't remember what this one is right now. But I mostly work with crystals out of those colors for that day. This one is like a, what's it called? This is another type of obsidian, but I can't think of what it's called. Oh, this one's really good for emotional healing too. Moonstone peach. I just threw it and chipped it. Oh, that's mean. That is really mean. Whatever it is really trying to affect me, and I'm not allowing it to bother me. I'm not acknowledging it. I know I'm kind of rambling on, but I guess I need to keep talking. But like these ones right here, these ones are really good for your third eye. Apophyllite. Lemurian quartz is pretty good with keeping you connected and working on your third eye as well. Fridays are heart chakra. And because my heart is so small like the Grinch, it's really not anymore. It never was. I just kept it to myself. I work with a lot of rose quartz. Pink tourmaline helps too. It helps to step into that loving and compassionate energy that everybody should be in. Oh, this is one I was looking for. This is Super 7.